Welcome to Reader's Workshop today. To get started, I want you to hold up 2 fingers. And I want you to think of 2 places where you spend a lot of time. I'll give you 5 seconds. Now, I want you to think about what you are like in each of those places. So for example, if you named home and school, well, you act differently at home than you do at school, probably. Think about that for a few seconds. Now, I want you to hold up 2 fingers again, but this time, I want you to name 2 people that you spend a lot of time with. I'll give you 5 seconds. Now, I want you to think about what you are like with these 2 people. So for example, if you named your mom and your best friend, how do you act with your mom versus how do you act with your best friend? I'll give you a few seconds to think about that. My question to you is, do you act the same? Do you talk the same with these different people or in these different places? Are you the same person in the classroom that you are on the playground? Are you the same person with your teacher versus your best friend? Think about that for a minute. How do you act in the classroom? How do you act on the playground? How do you act at home? And perhaps, how do you act at your grandma's house? Or does your behavior and your talk switch a little bit? I want you to think for a minute about the different sides of your personality. I want you to describe your different sides to somebody near you or to the group. So you're going to pause the video right now and you're going to share the different sides of your personality. How do you act in different places? Or perhaps, how do you act with different people? The truth is, everybody, people are complicated. We're not just one way. We have different sides to ourselves. In the classroom, you might be studious, but at home, you might kick back and be very relaxed. On the playground, you might be a jokester, but at grandma's house, you might just be an angel. You see, people are different in different places and with different people. So this leads us to our learning target today. We want to be able to identify how our characters act differently depending on the places they're in or the people that they are with. We want to understand all the different sides of our character. Let's look at Pacey for a minute. Now, at school and at home, Pacey's a little different. If you look at how this student drew Pacey, she drew Pacey on the left at home, but then gave her the name Grace at school on the right. At home, she writes she's close to her parents, eats Chinese food, helps mom, argues with Lissy. At school, she's different, meaning she's the only Asian student until Melody arrives. And she's trying to understand who she can be. Now, this is going to look a little different in your reader's notebook today. Take a look at how this is organized. On the left side of the chart, we've typed Pacey at home. On the right side, it says Pacey at school. Take a close look at this because you're going to try this today. Remember at home, she argues with Lissy all the time, but she also enjoys her traditions, like the special foods they eat. She asks questions about her culture, and of course, she's called Pacey at home. At school, she's the only Asian student. She feels kind of different. She has to always explain her traditions to her friends, and she changes her name to help American people. She's called Grace. So all of these differences help us to understand that Grace is complex. She's a lot of different ways. So you're going to try this now with your book and one of your characters. You're going to use your reader's notebook to set up a chart just like this. You could also do this on a piece of paper if you want. You are going to choose that character and think of 2 different places or maybe 2 different people in your character's life. And you're going to think, how's my character different in 2 different places or with 2 different people? And then you're going to be ready to share. Remember, characters are complicated. They have more than one side. So see if you can figure out the different sides of your character. Enjoy your reading today.